विद्यार्थी मित्र मैत्रिणींनो नमस्कार. मी जनबंधू. Now we shall study how to select statistical techniques for research design. Always it's a big problem for the research students which statistical technique should be used. Remember always the type of statistical technique to be used depends upon the research design that you have used and the nature of the data that you have collected. In many cases you will find that the people are doing survey research, and in survey research individual questions are asked. For individual questions the reactions given, they are in frequency counts. When they are in frequency counts, this type of data are called discrete data. बरेचसे लोक सर्व्हे प्रकारचा अभ्यास करतात आणि या सर्व्हे डेटा सर्व्हे रिसर्च मध्ये जो प्रदत्त तुम्ही गोळा करता, या प्रदत्ताचं स्वरूप जे आहे ते खंडित स्वरूपाचं असतं. मी तुम्हा लोकांना सांगितलं खंडित आणि कंटिन्युअस यामधला फरक सांगितला. तर अशा वेळेस आपल्याला पॅरामेट्रिक स्टॅटिस्टिक्स म्हणजे मीन आणि स्टँडर्ड डेव्हिएशन काढता येत नाही. इथे आपल्याला मीन आणि स्टँडर्ड डेव्हिएशन काढता येत नाही. मग अशा वेळेस काय काढायचं असतं? अशा वेळेस आपण काढतो मीडियन, MEDIAN. अशा वेळेस मीडियन काढायचं आणि क्वार्टाईल डेव्हिएशन काढायचं असतं, Q, कॅपिटल Q. Here you have to compute median and Q. If you want to study whether the groups differ significantly or not, and the nature of data is skewed, then also you cannot compute parametric statistical technique. Here again you have to go for non-parametric statistical techniques such as chi-square, CHI chi, SQUARE chi-square. Okay. Third, suppose there are two independent groups. Suppose there are two independent groups. Nature of data is continuous. आता खंडित नाही सांगत, continuous. Nature of data is continuous. But the distribution is not normal. But the distribution is not normal. You cannot use t-test. इथे आपल्याला t-test वापरता येत नाही. Then you have to use MAN, MANN dash Whitney, WHITNEY, Man Whitney capital U, U test, Man Whitney U test. हे परीक्षण टी परीक्षणासारखेच असते. हे परीक्षण टी परीक्षणासारखेच असते. And by this you can find out whether the groups differ significantly from each other or not. Okay, so hereafter please don't make any error. काय करायचं? नंबर 1, तुम्ही गोळा केलेल्या प्रदत्ताचं स्वरूप ठरवा. नंबर 2, प्रदत्ताचं वितरण नॉर्मल आहे की स्क्यूड आहे. तुम्हाला शिकवलं पॉझिटिव्ह स्क्यूड आणि निगेटिव्ह स्क्यूड हे दोन्ही शिकवलेत मी. नॉर्मल आहे की स्क्यूड आहे हे निर्धारित करा and then decide which statistical technique should be used. Okay. Next, suppose there are only two groups. Suppose there are only two groups. Nature of data is continuous. प्रदत्ताचे स्वरूप निरंतर आहे. And you want to find out whether the difference is significant or not. Number 1, first compute mean and standard deviation. First compute mean and standard deviation. Number 2, compute t-test for uncorrelated means. Compute t-test for uncorrelated means. समजलं? Okay. Next, suppose there are two conditions. पहिल्यांदा दोन ग्रुप होते. Okay. Now there are two conditions and there is single group. There are two conditions and there is single group. You have used a research design. You have used a research design called as pre-testing and post-testing. Called as pre-testing and post-testing. Number 1, compute mean and standard deviation. Number 2, compute T for correlated means. पहिलं uncorrelated होतं, आता हे correlated means. दोन्हींचे फॉर्म्युले वेगळे आहेत. ओके. Next condition, there are more than two groups. कुणीतरी संशोधन केलं ज्या ठिकाणी दोन पेक्षा अधिक समूह आहेत. देर आर मोर दॅन टू ग्रुप्स. किती असू द्या, 3, 4, 5, 6 किती असू द्या, इट डझंट मेक एनी डिफरन्स. देर आर मोर दॅन टू ग्रुप्स. नेचर ऑफ डेटा इज कंटिन्युअस. Nature of data is continuous. More or less normally distributed. More or less normally distributed. आता समजा या 5 समूहामध्ये आपल्याला फरक लक्षणीय आहे की नाही हे शोधायचं आहे. ओके. राईट डाऊन. टू सर्च वेदर द 5 ग्रुप्स डिफर. To search whether the 5 groups differ significantly or not, use one-way analysis of variance. One-way analysis of variance. नंतरचा मुद्दा अंडरलाइन करून ठेवायचा. वन वे एनोवा कॅन बी यूज्ड. वन वे एनोवा कॅन बी यूज्ड in both the conditions. A. When cell CELL, ACLL naka liu, when cell frequency is equal and when cell frequency is unequal, and when cell frequency is unequal. Okay. See, I talked about cross sectional research and statistical technique, simple techniques I have told you. But now there is an individual, he is interested in carrying out correlational study. Okay, he does not want to go for the cross sectional research, he want to carry out correlational research. In fact, there are at least 10 different types of correlation techniques. Rank difference is there, product moment is there, biserial is there, point biserial is there, phi coefficient is there, tetrachoric correlation is there, canonical correlation is there, etc., etc. Okay. But most commonly used are only two, which we have studied already. One was rank difference correlation and the other was product moment correlation. Okay. One important point, write down. Product moment correlation can be used, product moment correlation can be used for employing regression analysis. Product moment correlation can be used for employing regression analysis. But rank difference correlation cannot be used, rank difference correlation cannot be used for regression analysis. म्हणजे या चुका करायच्या नाहीत ज्या आम्ही बघतो रिसर्च पेपर मध्ये PhD थेसिस मध्ये, अंडरलाइन करून ठेवा आहे. ओके. नाउ फर्दर राइट डाउन. When sample size is small, नमुन्याचा आकार कमी आहे, छोटे कमी लोक आहेत, परंतु when sample size is small and the distribution is not normal, and the distribution is not normal, use rank difference correlation. Use rank difference correlation. यालाच आपण RHO रो म्हटले, असं उलट P केलं आपण ते. ठीक आहे. ओके. नंबर 2, when sample size is large, when sample size is large, nature of data is continuous, and the two factors are linearly related, linearly, linearly related. लिनियरली म्हणजे एका सरळ रेषेत, y axis x axis सरळ रेषेत. ओके. linearly related. compute product moment correlation, compute product moment correlation. Before that you can compute mean and standard deviations. ओके. किती टेक्निक्स मी तुम्हाला सांगितले. फॉर युअर रिसर्च पेपर दिस टेक्निक्स आर सफिशियंट, बट डोंट स्टॉप देअर. ऑल राइट. You must appear or you must show that you are research scholar. Agreed? So further write down. Don't stop after computing correlation. don't stop after computing correlation. For drawing conclusions, apply regression analysis. Apply regression analysis. Okay. Now, I am coming to another most important portion. T-test is strong test, product moment correlation is strong, and the most strong is analysis of variance. वन वे पर्यंत तुम्हाला आलोय आपण आता, ठीक आहे. आता त्याच्याही पलीकडे जाऊया आपण, वन वेच्या पलीकडे. We can use 2-way, we can use 3-way, we can use 4-way, we can use any way analysis, just imagine. Okay. Suppose there are 2 independent variables, then we shall use 2-way analysis. Suppose there are 3 independent variables, we can use 3-way ANOVA. If there are 4 independent analysis, we can use 4-way ANOVA. Say for example, I want to study the effect of socio-economic status, intelligence, child rearing practices and parental education on their scholastic achievement. 4 independent variable I have taken and 1 dependent variable I have taken. Here I can use 4-way ANOVA, very strong. If I use only 3, I can use 3-way ANOVA. If I use only 2 independent variable, I can use 2-way ANOVA. Okay. Write down. The best part of analysis of variance is that along with main effect, we can study interaction effects also. We can study interaction effect also. In other techniques, such facility is not available. In other techniques, such facility is not available. Okay. Next point. When randomized group design is used, आपण शिकलो आहोत हे, randomized group design शिकलोत. When randomized group design is used and there are only 2 groups, use t-test. Use t-test. However, when factorial design is used, then it is always better to use analysis of variance. It is always better to use analysis of variance. Okay. Now, how to interpret that? That we shall go in detail in the last chapter, but here you must understand number 1, point number 1. Search whether the difference in the means is large or not. पहिलं काम. Search whether the difference in the means is large or not. Number 2, is the internal consistency better? Is the internal consistency better? तुम्हाला कुठला फॉर्म्युला सांगितला याकरता? standard deviation multiplied by 3. Okay. And if the answer is less than mean, internal consistency is better. If it is more than mean, it is not good. All right. म्हणजे काही गरज नाही सोफिस्टिकेटेड टेक्निक वापरायची, जस्ट ठोकताळे आपल्याला सहज जमतात. ऑल राईट. ओके. सो फर्स्ट यू विल इंटरप्रिट मीन अँड स्टँडर्ड डेव्हिएशन ऑन 2 points, डिफरन्स इन द मीन्स अँड इंटरनल कन्सिस्टन्सी. 4-5 ओळी यावर लिहायच्या. ॲग्रीड. इफ टी टेस्ट or t value is significant, write down now. If t value is significant, then write the computed t value is dash. The computed t value is dash म्हणजे जेवढं येईल तेवढं. Agreed. For dash df, छोटा d छोटा f, for dash df it is significant at point, it is significant at point कोणतंही लिहा, 0.01 लिहा किंवा 0.05 लिहा, it does not make any difference, level. Okay. It indicates that the difference in the means occurred because of the differences in the two groups, occurred because of the differences in the two groups studied in present investigation. It cannot be attributed, it cannot be attributed, ATTRIBUTED, it cannot be attributed to the factor of chance only, to the factor of chance only. And lastly, write down the interpretation of ANOVA. कसं करायचं हे पुस्तकात दिलेलं नसतं, समजलं. राईट डाऊन. सपोज मेन इफेक्ट इज जेंडर, ए इज इक्वल टू जेंडर लिहा. ठीक आहे. A1 is equal to male, A2 is equal to female. Okay. Suppose socio-economic status is equal to B, high socio-economic status is equal to B1, low socio-economic status is equal to B2. Okay. Main effect A is significant, come on. Main effect A is significant. It means that males and females differ, males and females differ significantly from each other, males and females differ significantly from each other on XYZ dependent variable, on XYZ dependent variable, जो कधी असेल, इंटेलिजन्स असेल, स्कॉलॅस्टिक अचिव्हमेंट असेल, काही घ्या, on XYZ dependent variable. Okay. Now after referring the means, मग मीन कडे पाहायचं. Now after referring the means, it is observed that, it is observed that the females were superior to the males, the females were superior to the males. Okay, लिहा. Since main effect A is significant, since main effect A is significant, आता पॅरेंथेसिस उघडा. उघडलं, लिहा कॅपिटल एफ, लिखो कोई चिंता नहीं. कॅपिटल एफ इज इक्वल टू 10.40. मागे आणखी कुणीतरी 10.40 असं वाचलं होतं, पुन्हा वाचायचं नाही असं समजलं. डेसिमल नंतर प्रत्येक डिजिट वेगळा वाचायच्या. एफ इज इक्वल टू 10.40 कॉमा छोटा डी छोटा एफ, डी एफ डिग्रीज ऑफ फ्रीडम इज इक्वल टू 1 and 196, 1 and 196 कॉमा छोटा पी लेस देन डावीकडे कोण. ओके, लेस देन 0.01 parenthesis closed. The difference has not occurred by chance only. The difference has not occurred by chance only. पहा, नुसते एका यावर तुम्ही एक पॅरेग्राफ लिहू शकता. This is the greatness of analysis of variance. Second one, write down, and then last we shall study interaction. Suppose main effect B is non-significant. Suppose main effect B is non-significant. Main effect B is non-significant. It represents socio-economic status. It represents socio-economic status varied at two levels, VARIED, varied at two levels. Full stop. Okay. Since it is non-significant, parenthesis उघडा, f is equal to 1.22, capital F is equal to 1.22 comma df 1 and 196 comma छोटा p. आता कोण उजवीकडे येईल, लार्जर दॅन 0.05. parenthesis close. It could be concluded that socio-economic status failed, FAILED, failed to bring out significant difference. Failed to bring out significant difference. आणि आता लास्ट पॉइंट लिहून घ्या. संपलं. लिहा इंटरॅक्शन A into B. Interaction A into B is significant. parenthesis मध्ये लिहा f is equal to 6.90 comma df 1 and 196 p less than 0.01. It means gender and socio-economic status, functioned in collaboration with each other. functioned in collaboration with each other. So, friends, I hope now you will be able to interpret your own results. If there is any question, any problem, please ask me. Come on. So, friends, thank you for listening me patiently.